Welcome to the Student Success Strategist Podcast, Episode 2, Tips for Studying in a Foreign Language. Welcome back to another episode of the Student Success Strategist Podcast, under the Master Any Skill Academy. I'm your host, Tolkien Yunusov. This is a podcast where I give you tips and tricks and teach you the tools to successful student life abroad, and assist you in developing the skills needed to succeed in your school life and future career. I'm so glad that you could join us, and check out other podcasts in this series over on our website www.masteranyskill.com/podcast. Studying for a degree is difficult, especially if you're studying one that's not in your native language. It does get easier, and these study tips for international students can make a big difference. Leaving your home, friends, and family behind to go off to university is scary enough as it is. But if you have decided to go abroad, you will have to adapt to a different culture as well as face the difficulties that come with studying in a foreign language. Take it from someone who's been through it and is all too familiar with the worries that might keep you up at night. I was terrified not to be able to keep up with my fellow students, that my work wouldn't live up to my professors' expectations, and that I would have a hard time making friends. There is no doubt that studying in a language that isn't your own is a challenging, but you will be amazed at how quickly you'll improve and grow to love your new foreign surroundings. Check out these 10 study tips that will help you along the way. Tip number 1: watching movies and TV programs. Watching your favorite TV shows and films in the language you are trying to learn is a great way to improve without feeling like you are studying. Pick something you enjoy and ideally already know, so you can focus on the language instead of figuring out the plot. Turning on the subtitles and reading alone is especially helpful when actors are speaking with a heavy accent. Plus, hearing the words and reading them at the same time will make it much easier to remember them. Tip number 2: become a part of a language exchange program. Language exchange programs or language bodies are very popular among international and local students alike. You create an online profile which lists your native language as well as the language you would like to learn. You will then be paired up with someone who watches your profile. Everything is completely voluntarily, so you and your partner can decide how often you want to meet in person to chat in your respective native languages. Or nowadays during pandemic, this is very common to be done online through Zoom, so you can have Zoom meetings with your language partners. Tip number 3: form a study group. Ask local students if they are interested in forming a study group. Not only is studying together more fun than poring over your textbooks by yourself, but you are also working with native speakers that can help you make sense of things you might not fully understand. The best study group would be a diverse group where international students and local students study together and exchange culture, languages, and help each other to succeed in this not easy student life. Attend language programs or language courses. Many universities offer language programs or language courses during the summer, focusing on language learning as well as skills needed for academic success. They're not free, but they will help you settle in and prepare you for the start of the academic year. Depending on your visa status and your language level, you might even be required to take one. Other than that, be sure to browse the university's website to find out if free language classes are held during the semester. Also, check out some free language classes in the community. Tip number 5. Use a language app. Practicing a foreign language a little every day goes a long way. And the many free language apps are a great way to do just that. You can solve some grammar exercises while waiting for the bus or pull out your phone during an especially boring lecture to study some vocabulary. Find the one that really works for you. There are a lot of apps available, so check your app store and try several. See which one is the best for your needs. Tip number 6. Make friends from other countries, or make friends with international students. Setting into a new foreign place can be daunting, and you'll probably instinctively flock to people from your own country who are going through the same experience. While there is nothing wrong with having a few friends from back home, you should try to meet local people as well. Meet some other international students. Be it by signing up with a society or a sports club, or just chatting to your fellow students between lectures. Tip number 7. Engage in your courses. Don't be afraid to participate in lectures and tutorials and to speak up when there is something you don't understand. While studying abroad, I used to hold back during group discussions, worrying I'd make a fool of myself. It doesn't work, believe me. When I did finally gather the courage to participate, I realized there had been no need to worry, as my peers and tutors took my input seriously and were happy to explain things to me in simpler terms. I've studied in China and it was not easy to study in Mandarin, so this tip really helped me a lot. So engage in your courses. Tip number 8. Get a part-time job. Although attending lectures and staying on top of your reading will take up quite a bit of your week, you might still have enough time for a part-time job. You'll make new friends with your coworkers, be forced to speak to customers in their language, and be left with some extra money in your pocket. An alternative to a part-time job could be voluntary or charity work. Both excellent ways of getting involved with your local community and practicing your language skills. Tip number 8. Pick your accommodation carefully. Many international students often end up housed together, but if possible, you should ask to be placed with local students when applying for accommodation. While your roommates may not become your best friends for life, you'll be interacting with them on a day-to-day basis. The more you speak, the faster you'll improve, even if it's just a quick chat about whose turn it is to do dishes. Tip number 10. Recording your lectures and tutorials. Make sure to ask your instructors and professors if it is okay to record their lectures. It is very important to record and make notes, because when you study in a foreign language, you won't be able to get everything what happens in the class. So you will have to have some time to go through this information again. So when you record it, you can go back home and listen it again and make notes and grasp this information better. And the last tip, bonus tip, relax. Enjoy your study and let the friendly people around you help you. As soon as you open up, you will see that there are so many people around you who want to help you. The biggest enemies of improving your language skills are being afraid of making mistakes, not just going for it, not enjoying yourself, and not asking people to help you out. People love to teach what they know. They don't think you are silly for not being able to speak a language perfectly. They're amazed at how much you do know and admire you for putting yourself in a position to learn lots more. Smiles, laughter, and learning together are all you need. These are the tips for studying in a foreign language. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to answer them. So please contact me. So these are tips for studying in a foreign language. If you have any questions or comments, please email me at tolkien@masteranyskill.com. Also follow me on Instagram at master.any.skill. Also join our community on Clubhouse. Check out our website masteranyskill.com, where you can get free resources and see how I can assist you in your student journey. Now, when I give you some tips on studying in a foreign language, it's time for you to go and try them. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm Tolkien Yunusov.